At a thrift store for $1.99, I found a book filled with handwriting from 1860. I had no idea who wrote it, who these people were, or what they lived through. In this video, I'm going to show you what's inside, tell you what we've uncovered about the person who wrote it, and invite you to be part of solving the rest of the mystery with me in a live event on May 16th. I was at Savers, which is a secondhand retailer in my area, with my daughter, just walking around, browsing the book section the way I always do. And there it was, an old book, kind of random really, just sitting there with a $1.99 price tag. I grabbed it, bought it, and brought it home. And when I opened it, the first thing that I saw was a name written inside. Maranda Stewart. When I started turning the pages, I realized what this was. This is a friendship album. In the 1800s, people kept these books and passed them to everyone that they knew. Friends, family, neighbors, even teachers would fill a page or part of a page with a poem or a little message, a sentiment, sometimes even a drawing, and then sign their name and write the date. In a way, it's a record of someone's entire world, the people they loved and the people who loved them back, and Miranda started hers in 1860. The entries continue through 1885. That means that this book spans 25 years of one person's life, beginning right after the start of the Civil War era, at a time when families were being separated, people were moving, and the world was changing really quickly. Holding on to the handwriting of the people that you loved became something precious. And then somehow, 100 years later, this book ends up at Savers for $1.99. The penmanship alone is something to see. Beautiful flourishes and careful lettering. This handwriting is 164 years old. And I think it's totally amazing that I can still read this. I want to read a couple of these entries so that you get an idea of what's here. So this one says, "To Cousin Ran, how many sweet and varied flowers friendship's hand has scattered here, proof of affection's greener hours, pledged to youth and memory dear. May these cherishing buds combining, twine a wreath of love for thee, where the gems of truth are shining in all their native purity. And when upon this little treasure thine eyes in after years shall be read, wilt thou not recognize with pleasure the tribute of a humble friend. Your true friend," and I can't really read the handwriting of the name, but the last name is Swain, and the date is June 18th, 1861. So these pages are so beautiful that I knew immediately that I wanted to share them. So I've scanned some of the most gorgeous pages and I'm making them available as a free PDF download. The link is in the description. Put in your name and email and I will send you the link. You can use them however you would like for your own collage work, or hold on to them and create along with me in the live event. More on that in a little bit. So I knew the name, I knew the year, but I wanted to know more. Who was Maranda Stewart? Where did she live? What was her life actually like? There's a piece of paper tucked inside this album that cracked things open. It's a death announcement for Mrs. J.W. Hugh, dated 1914. So that's how I connected Maranda Stewart to John Hugh. Miranda had married him and she lived in Virginia. But that still left so many questions. So I reached out to my friend Jenny. Jenny is an amateur ancestry sleuth, something that she's genuinely good at. And I asked her to take a look into Miranda's story. What Jenny has found so far is fascinating. Miranda has lived through some of the most difficult years of American history, and there's something about a house possibly still standing today that we're still trying to learn about because Jenny's still researching. She doesn't have all the answers yet. On May 16th, I'm hosting a live event, and I want you to be there because here's what we're doing. Jenny's going to share what she's uncovered about Miranda, where she's lived, what her life was like, what it might have been like to keep a book like this during the Civil War. And while we're doing that, we're going to collage with scans from some of these pages. So for the materials that you may need for collaging, we're going to keep it simple. Print out the PDF of some of the pages if you would like, and then bring some pattern paper, some neutral pages, book pages, sheet music work great, for example, and then a few focal points, something colorful like flowers or sticker pieces. We're going to be making simple collages, nothing fussy. Maranda Stewart started this album in 1860 when she was 17. She passed it to her friends, her family, her cousins, everyone she wanted to hold on to. 160 years later, it shows up on a shelf in a discount retailer on the other side of the country. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. It's definitely a story that needs to be told, and that's what we're going to be doing at the live event on May 16th. So I hope you will join us and that I will see you there. Bye for now.